Hey y'all, so I wanted to come in here today and talk to y'all about the impact Kevin Samuels had on me. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I saw a YouTuber that I used to watch, Jasmine Rose. Her name is Jasmine Rose on here. And she did a video and I watched it last night, and she talked about how Kevin Samuels had a positive effect on her and how he impacted her life. And I saw a few comments under Kevin Samuels videos about men talking about how he positively affected their life, how he made them lose weight and decide to try and get a better job and yada yada. But Jasmine Rose was really the main reason why I decided. I watched it and I was like, I want to talk about his impact on me, because I left a comment on her video and I was like, actually, that man did have an impact on me. You'd be surprised when you watch YouTube videos, whatever you watch really does affect you and you don't even realize it. The kind of movies you watch, whether it's violence, it all does have an effect on you. So, I guess to get to the point is I started watching Kevin Samuels like literally about a month before he went viral for that She's Average at Best video with the single mom with the puppy daycare or puppy dog wash, whatever it was, the business she had. And the only thing, sorry, brain fart. But yeah, so just a month before he went viral, which is, I thought that was crazy. And when I first started watching him, I actually binge watched him. Like, that's what I always do. I'm sure a lot of people do that. When you first find a channel, you binge watch because you're just like, what is this? This is interesting. Like, let me watch. Just like you find a new show on Netflix and you watch like the whole season in 2 nights. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. And when I found his content, I couldn't stop watching because I thought it was funny. I'm one of those people that finds mean jokes funny, or it's not a joke, the stuff he's saying, but I find it comedy in a way. Maybe that makes me a terrible person, that I find it funny that he's being mean to those women. And some people take it differently. They take it as abuse. I've seen comments like that too. I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm sorry. I just found it funny. It's just like Dave Chappelle says. He has this saying about, I'm not being mean. It's just, I'm saying it to be funny or something like that. That's exactly how I take it. I take it as comedy when he does the wah 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 or the I've got a PhD, like stuff like that. It makes me laugh. And for whatever reason, I would say about a month or so after, after his video went viral, a little bit after that, his videos started to take an effect on me. And I think it's because just a few months before that, before I found his channel, I actually approached someone of what would be considered of high value, a high value man. And it's not, I was never looking for a high value man. I've dated average men like pretty much my whole life. I was never out there like, oh, I have to date a man that makes more than 6 figures. Like, I don't feel like most women think that way. So honestly, when I see so many women calling in to Kevin Samuels, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of women that want 6-figure men. It was more about love for me when I was looking for a man. So when I approached him because I thought he was attractive. That's it. I had a crush on him, a schoolgirl crush. I just thought he was just gorgeous. And oh, something popping up on my screen. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, so okay. So yeah. Where was I? Oh, brain fart. So I'm lost. I don't even know where I was. But yeah, so I approached him because I thought he was very attractive, and that's it. Like, it had nothing to do with his career, his occupation, how much money he made. He's a doctor, a dentist to be exact. And I guess I approached him. I had been going to him for months, you know, before I lost my leg. I had been going to him, and so he'd known me with two legs, right? And I guess I approached him because of my near-death experience. I was like, you know what? I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I think this guy is really cute, and I've been thinking that for months, like from the day I met him, and why not, you know? So I approached him, and it turned out he had a girlfriend. I hit him up in his DMs, to be exact. Okay, I wasn't bold enough to do it in person. I was going to, but then I was like, no, a girl ain't that bold. I have approached men in person before, only twice in my life. I can't even remember. Maybe it was once or twice. Once was a guy working at, it was in my at college, a guy at my university, a guy working at the restaurant across the street from my apartment. So just to prove to y'all, I don't approach men for their money. He was working at a restaurant, probably making around $10 an hour or something. So, but back to the point. Gosh, I'm off track again. I'm off track. Save me, y'all. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. So yeah, So yeah, back to where I was. I hit him up in his DMs, and it didn't work out. He told me he had a girlfriend and whatever. I honestly, with my self-esteem, I kind of thought, he's probably just saying that. He probably doesn't have a girlfriend and probably just doesn't want me, you know? So, I guess, you know, months later when I did find Kevin Samuels videos, I listened to him over that month and a half period. Like I told you, a month before that video went viral to about a little bit after. And the more I watched it, the more I was like, you know, it made me think about my dentist and the fact that I approached him, and I was like, wow, I really wish I didn't approach him. Like it made watching his videos made me feel like I wasn't worthy, like I shouldn't have approached my dentist. Like, okay, like you have one leg, what were you thinking? You lost a leg. You know, maybe if you still had your two legs and you would have lost some weight, like for sure, go for it. You know, if you were still a size 6 like you were back when you first got into college, but now you're like a size, I don't even, because most of my clothes is like cheap clothes, I guess you could say, because I think I'm a size 10. I don't know. You know what, for the sake of it, let's do the Kevin Samuels thing. I am a 36 up top. My waist is a 31. The last time I checked, around a 31, and my hips is a 44 and whatever. It's literally like, just say 45, but if you want to be specific, it's 44 and a quarter or something like that. So whatever size that is, I think I'm about a 10. But yeah, so I'm not a size 6 anymore. And Kevin Samuels would say that it's better if you're a size 4, but I think size 6 is fine. But yeah, so I was like, I didn't feel worthy. I felt stupid. Like I was like, wow, I didn't think that these men thought like that. If I would have known, like if I would have found his videos before I had the idea to approach my dentist in my head, I would have not approached him. Like I just didn't think that they thought like that, you know, and I have a child. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I approached him because I genuinely found him attractive, and from looking at his Instagram, he seemed like a really I didn't know much about him, but from our in-person conversations, he seemed very polite, very nice. And from his Instagram pictures before I hit him up in his DMs, he seemed very like, you know, like a fun going person who loves to travel. So, but yeah, it just, and the more I watched his videos, I was like, every single time he would say to those women something like, you know, to be honest, you're a 4, or you're out of shape, or you have a child, da 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 da. It kept bringing me back to that space of feeling embarrassed, like that I even approached my dentist. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm not even worthy, you know? So, and I probably shouldn't think that way, but that's how it made me feel. It made me feel embarrassed and like I'm not worthy. So, you know, I was like, I kept thinking to myself, I wish I would have found Kevin Samuels' channel before I did it, so I wouldn't have this embarrassment for the rest of my life that I approached my dentist. I don't know, that's the impact he had on me. You know, I think his message is great, and actually I think it's good for women to hear that stuff, because you don't really realize where you are on the totem pole or whatever. You know, I definitely, like I said, I was never the type looking for a man with money. I just wasn't that girl. I will confess, I did go on sugardaddy.com once, when I was in university, but that was only because, you see, the way I think is, if I want a man with money, I'm just gonna go straight to like a sugar daddy website, or try to find that arrangement somewhere, somehow. If I go out looking for that, it's just to make a transaction. You know, I'm not trying to marry you or whatever. I want to marry somebody that I truly love. And the only reason I went on there was because again, very low self-esteem, very low self-worth, and I wanted to get my nose done, and I wanted to get my breasts done. So I was just like, oh, I can, you know, make this money in like 3 months, get this money and get the surgery done, get the plastic surgery that I want done. Whereas I was working at 7-Eleven, I was going to school, and I was working, but I was working at 7-Eleven making $8.15 an hour. I worked overnight, like I did everything. I was in the cooler, I did trash, cashier, coffee, cook, everything, okay? But one of the worst jobs I ever had. It doesn't pay enough. It's a lot of work. And yeah, so that's the impact he had on me. I don't have much to say besides that. I do want to rate myself. Let's pretend like Kevin Samuels is here, and we're gonna rate myself. So let's pretend he's here. I think he would say that I'm a 5 or an adjustable 6. In my opinion, I'm an adjustable 6, 100%. But I don't know. Maybe he would say that I'm just a regular 5. But I think I'm an adjustable 6 because, and I'm going to put a clip up in here and show y'all, like, I used to be a little bit of a stunner. I was a stunner back when I was, 19, 20, fresh out of high school. I mean, senior year of high school, I was still a stunner, you know what I'm saying? Because my body didn't change at all from, like, end of high school, junior, senior year. Honestly, most of high school, I looked the same from high school all the way to, I would say 21, because, well, we're not going to get too much in my personal business, but I started gaining weight. Now I'm 26, but yeah, I started gaining weight. But yeah, so I think he would say that I am an adjustable 6. Maybe, I don't know, because of the weight gain, if he would say that, but 100% before, when I was a size 6, I would think he would say that I was an adjustable 6. I also look better in person. That's one thing I will say that I noticed. I don't look as pretty on camera. I've never looked that pretty on camera. And sometimes if you take my picture in the wrong angle, I look kind of So yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but what else do I want to say here? I keep hearing about this Red Bull thing, and I did leave comments under Jasmine Rose's video. I'm gonna link her video below, and I did say, I guess Red Bull gives you wings, literally. I don't know if it's too early to joke about someone's death, but I seriously do not want to see anyone pass away. Rest in peace again, Kevin Samuels, but I kept hearing about the Red Bull and his heart condition. I'm not 100% sure how he passed away, but that's what I kept hearing, clicking on different videos, and I wasn't watching the whole thing, but just hearing stuff here and there and seeing a whole bunch of posts on social media. But yeah, and I do want to just say one more thing, that with the whole big butt craze and everything, it's like very overrated. I will say this, I have always had, for as long as I can remember, not that I remember, back to middle school, I always had that pear shape. I don't have breasts, I'm very small up top, and I have very wide hips, and I have some booty meat, and it's overrated. The big butt thing, 100%. And I hope, with women watching Kevin Samuels, they can see that. Like, it's not about having a big butt. For the longest time, I think I put most of my value in myself in my butt. And as I got thicker, because after I had a baby, okay, so I will admit to this, that was what I didn't want to mention earlier and get too much of my personal business, is that I did have one abortion, and then I also had my daughter. My butt got bigger after the abortion. I was like 6 weeks pregnant, and my butt, and I think my hips even like went half an inch. It got half an inch wider. And then with my daughter, my hips, I think another 1.5 inches was added on it, or something like that. So yeah. And then just growing up as a woman, I think my hips have gotten wider or whatever. But after I had my daughter, I was like, wow, my butt is really big now. And I was like, wow, my hips are really wide now. And one thing I realized is just like, and I didn't want to like try to lose weight, because I was like, oh, I don't want to lose this big old butt that I have now from after having my daughter. Like, oh, it's so big now, whatever. And I would not want to I wouldn't want to lose weight or whatever. And the crazy thing is, to be honest with you, when I was a size 6, I feel like more niggas approached me than, before my accident of losing my leg. Like, I feel like niggas approached me more when I was smaller. And like, even though I was a size 6, it's just like everything was more, my face has gotten very fat since back then. That's one of the main like subtractors, I think, is my face has gotten fat. My nose got a little bit bigger too after having my baby. Am I doing too much? Sorry, y'all. I mean, I just wanted to say how it's so overrated. Like, I really didn't want to try and lose weight and stuff, because I was so happy how much bigger my butt and everything was, and my hips were. But it's just like, what? Like, I was a healthy weight when I was a size 6. And I think Kevin Samuels drilled that back into my head. Like, it's not about the big butt. It's about being a healthy weight and being in shape and looking good. Yeah. But that's my thought on Kevin Samuels. I don't think I have anything else to add. Yeah, thank you for watching, y'all. Bye. Hey, y'all. Testing, testing. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Testing. Hey, y'all. Testing. Hey, y'all. Testing, testing. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.